On table 4, under the gun +1, I think I was. I mean, it's kind of a loose raise with Jack 9 suited. Table 2, standard call with 6s, 3-ways. It's a loose raise with Jack 9 suited. I think, I'm trying to remember why I raised with Jack 9 suited here. Maybe because I felt like there were enough bad players behind me. Usually that's a determining factor in the range of hands I open with. There aren't really, I mean, there's a couple of regs, but I think Pro Truck is very loose, and even though he's aggressive, he's probably not a very good reg. Morgauth is probably the most solid reg, most solid player left behind me when I raise with Jack 9 suited. Small blind is a fish. Oh, it might have been. No, I only have 20 hands on the small blind. I was going to say maybe it was big enough fish that I raised with it to try to get him involved. Rhea Tick, based on my color coding, I'm not very impressed with his play. But anyway, on an ace 5-5 rainbow flop, that's pretty much standard c-bet with your entire range here. And I get raised by Pro Truck. Let's look at a couple of things. I'm going to pause it really quick here. He's got an aggro factor of 4.4, which is pretty damn aggressive. And his stats indicate he's pretty loose pre-flop. So, and his 3-bet percentage is 15. So, I mean, he's got stats off the chart. I mean, he's laggier than me, and it's not often I can say that. So, unless they're a bad player. So, based on that, we can assume he doesn't have ace-king, he could have ace-queen, but why would he raise with ace-queen, ace-jack on an ace 5-5 rainbow flop? It's better for him to just flat, and I assume he's not just like a random that's just playing one table. I played with him before, he's multi-table, so I assume like he probably knows. I mean, it's kind of like a simple way of understanding how to play ace-queen, ace-jack, ace-10. It's best to just flat here, because raising accomplishes nothing. Raising only keeps the better hands in and folds out worse, and you don't really have to worry about giving a free card. So given that, he should not be raising with ace-queen, ace-jack, any ace really. The only hand he could be raising here with is a 5, to be honest, just to kind of like make it look like he's bluffing, like, because it doesn't make sense that he should be raising with an ace. So it's the whole leveling war going on, where when you raise with trips here instead of slow playing, that he could show up with trips. So yeah, there's a little danger that he does have trips here. And on surface, yeah, I have nothing, I should fold here, but let's stop and really think about this hand. And that's what I try to think about always when I'm in a hand. Even when I'm multi-tabling 12 to 15 tables, believe it or not, I go through this thought process in every hand I'm involved with. I try to look at every option possible. Even on, I found the surface, it looks like an auto fold. So again, I talked about why he shouldn't be raising with an ace, and that he could have a 5, but let's face it, based on combinatorics, he's not going to have many 5s in his range. And based on his stats, he's not going to have many good hands in his range. And I'm the pre-flop raiser, so there's an ace out there, so that's going to be likely to hit me. And maybe if I 3-bet, I'm just telling him, look, I have ace-king, ace-queen, I'm just going with it. And I could definitely have 5s in my range. I would open 5-6. I mean, I'm opening Jack 9 suited, so I could definitely have 4-5 or 5-6 suited here. So therefore, given all of that, I think 3-betting is pretty profitable in this spot. And I went over my play after I recorded this. Again, it's been a couple of weeks between videos, so I'm not 100% sure what I did here, but I'm pretty sure I 3-bet, which is awesome because I believe that's the best play. I remember in the last video, in kind of a different board texture monotone flop, I had 7-8 suited on a queen 4-3 3-spade, and I said, oh, this is another good flop to 3-bet after I got raised by a different guy. And I explained why, but I chickened out and didn't 3-bet. But I'm glad I 3-bet here because I think it's profitable to 3-bet based on my read. And he quickly folded because I just knew he almost always never has anything. Had he called, obviously I'm shutting down, check folding the turn based on what stacks we have left. And he probably has a 5 or an ace that he's going to be stubborn with. So